Hello guys, this is Derek from Pacific Coast Auto here in Japan, and we're looking at a Subaru Impreza bought from auction in Japan for export to Canada. Now I realize we just had one of these on the channel. These are still a very popular import to Canada, and this one, like the last one, was bought for a below average price. This one harder to buy for below average price because you have that gorgeous WR blue paint as well as a picnic table on the back of the car. Usually those two things are going to increase the price of these cars, and so I think this is a spectacular deal we got on this one. Now if you're interested about prices of cars, we don't mention it in the video, but you can go to our website and then you can go check the past sales history of all the cars at auction and you can see how much they sell for on average. This one sold for, well, I can't say exactly, but a good chunk less than I thought it would. At least 20% less than my lowest guess for the average price of what something like this would sell for. And so we're very happy with it. And the condition seems to be great. So EJ20 turbo engine, nice big fat STi intercooler there. This one here is the STi version, so you get the best of the best with the 6-speed short gear ratio manual transmission in this one. Engine puts out 280 horsepower according to those liars at Subaru, but it's certainly faster than that in my opinion. The vehicle's really quick, and what I love most about these GDBs is how stiff they feel compared to the GCs. Now don't get me wrong, I love both the GD and the GC Impreza for different reasons. This one's heavier and stiffer, and I really like the way that this feels when you drive it. Okay, so the engine oil looks like it's a bit dirty and needs to be changed. This car has 143,000 kilometers on it. Timing belt was changed at 100,000 kilometers in 2012, so the mileage has been quite a bit for the last little while. Now, interestingly, it's got a set of really nice, expensive tires with lots of tread on them. That is a super win. These are Bridgestone Potenza S0003. No. RE00003. Look at those Bridgestone big brakes on there. And Bridgestone brakes. Ha 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 ha. Brembo brakes, front and rear. You get 2 circles in the back and you get 4 circles on the front for extra braking. And lots of tread left on these tires. They're 2014 and still 80% on the front and slightly less on the back. Okay, I didn't check the coolant of this one. This car just came in. It came in hot, and if I open the coolant, it's going to volcano all over the inside of the engine bay, and it's going to burn my hand off. And because I'm somebody who likes my hands, I don't want to try doing that. So when this car lands, have that checked immediately. You should always change the fluid, especially for Canada, where Canada gets hotter than Japan and colder than Japan, so you're going to want the right coolant in there. Okay, going to lower the hood. Hood hinges are a little bit stiff. Needs to be lubricated. So stiff, in fact. Take a look. It just stays up by itself. Okay. All right. So have a quick peek of Mr. WRX STi. Stock suspension is really weird, but I love the fact that they put a super grippy tire on there with the stock suspension, because that's way more fun than it sounds like it is, especially in a car like this. I love the way that the weight balance shifts in a car with softer suspension that's still sporty, and so really cool. Anyways, let's look over the auctions inspector sheet. And so we have seller's notes, which is basically nothing, and then the inspector's notes. So let's see what we have here. It's a 2002 Impreza WRX STi Limited. Just like the last one we did, I don't know why they call this limited. There's one called the V Limited in the GC version, and I know exactly what that means. I don't know what the GDB's limited means. It could be that this WR blue color is limited. I always thought that the limiteds had the roof scoop, which this one doesn't have, but I don't know. Somebody clue me in. This one does have the intercooler water spray, which is really awesome. See this nozzle here? Look, it's a nozzle, and that nozzle squirts water onto your intercooler. Doesn't that look cool? You look in there and you're like, wow, that means business. And it shoots water on the intercooler, which evaporates and cools down the intercooler even more to give you more power and more cooling. Okay, so it's an auction grade 4 with an interior C. The seller didn't write anything. 6-speed manual, AC, power steering, power windows, airbag in it. And the report here, aftermarket, it says aftermarket wheels. I think that these are not aftermarket wheels. They say Pro Drive on them, which is, of course, the company that commissions Subaru cars, or commissioned Subaru cars in the Group A WRC. Pro Drive was so affiliated with Subaru that you could get a Pro Drive version of this car, and you could buy these wheels direct from Subaru. So they are kind of an optional wheel, but I would still call those stock. I think this one has a different front bumper than usual, with that lip that has the 2 vents there underneath the fog light covers. And good to see they still have the STi pink badge on there, and the STi pink grill badge. Okay. Door mirrors and wheels are scratched, interior wear, dirty and cigarette burn, steering wheel and shift knob torn. They're both really bad. Various scratches and dents. Front bumper paint peeling A3Y2. So super large scratches and fairly large cracks. Now what's happened is that front lip seems to be made out of a urethane material that seems to have disintegrated a bit over time. Here it's got scratches and stuff, but the paint, take a close look at that. It is weird, isn't it? And see here, it's cracked. And so it is a front lip that can be replaced to some other front lip, but it looks like it is a stock one for this car. Could be repaired. Nice headlights. Look, they even have the city light in there. The one little LED that lights on for your daytime or your running lights at night. Neat. I'm peeling. Okay, what else do we have in here? Duct has paint peeling, windshield cracked, and A2 on the side here, W3 here. W3 is super bad paint, and paint cracks on the back. Okay, so let's go around and see all of those. First off, this tends to fade pretty quickly. This one has peeled instead of faded, which is a little bit weird, but take a close look. This is funny. There's a star sticker there. See it? Weird. And then someone tried to paint it. Worthless. Take this off and go to body shop. Here you are. Take my money. Fix this. And also fix this, because the back has bad paint on here. See that? Obviously not as bad as the front, but on the top of that spoiler it's faded. Okay, keep that star sticker though, it's cool. A2 down here. And if you don't know how to read those things yet, then all that's on the website. Paint cracks on the back are right here. Someone backed into something. Okay, and the W3. Now it said W3 on the entire back side. That's not true. The W3 is in a section right here. And it's pretty bad, but since it's only on the door, see how it's foggy there? Since it's only on the door, it can be repaired pretty easily. The worst spot to have damage like that is back fenders, because typically a back fender goes all the way up into the roof. This one here has a line there, which is good. Good Subaru, thank you. But it still goes all the way up here and all the way down, and that all needs to be painted unless you want blend lines, which can be seen by people who have nothing better to do than to comment on the paint in your car. Okay, it's got that on it. And I think we got everything. Oh, the rock chip on the windshield. Now, I didn't find this, but I also didn't search for it. I forgot. So let's see if we can find that now. I'll put this down because we're done. Okay, rock chips are usually less than 1 centimeter. There it is. Not rock chips. This is a crack. Okay, so here it is. I'll just clean that area off a bit and have a close look. So the crack does go through. Focus on my finger. Come on, you can do it. And now see it. Just trying to focus on the background there. But it can be repaired pretty easily. It's not that bad. It's like when you think about crack on the windshield, you're thinking like loony size, maybe toony size. For all you Canadians, Americans, that's metal money for $1 and $2 in Canada. It's worth like 13 cents US or something. Okay, so it looks cool with the ProDrive wheels on it. Looks cool with the big suspension. That's the rally look. Tall suspension means rally car. Okay, and a great looking car. Looks really good with this spoiler on it. Obviously, this is my favorite spoiler. Some people are like, oh my gosh, big wings. Yeah, people who make fun of big wings, that was funny in the 90s. Nowadays, people just accept big wings, I suppose. Or at least I do. Okay. And I've always thought that spoilers look cool on cars. Most of, there is that metal GT wing style. I don't have any cars right now that have it, but that is one style I don't like, the universal spoiler that fits on everything. It kind of has to suit the car in order for it to have a spoiler. Okay, we're going to take a look at these headlights again. Whee! Reflectors here instead of the carbon fiber piece that came stock on some of them. Alright, 11 minutes and we haven't gone inside yet. Yoicks! Zoiks! So, 143,000 kilometers, keep that in mind, it is rather high, but the wear on the steering wheel and the shift knob is higher than a car that would have that much mileage. Now, the sun damage has affected the steering wheel, you can see that clearly, and I'll show you in a sec. Seats look like 100,000 kilometers. Look very nice. Barely any sagging, barely any wear. Very nice. And the stitching is still pretty bright in the back. These are good seats, and good seats are important. These are the buttons you press if you want your intercooler to get wet. And so here's the wear on the steering wheel. And so take a look at the top. See these cracks that come in the top here? That's sun damage. The sun has damaged the top, but more on this side. And so this car, in its house parking spot, would be sitting in an area that's always shone on with sun from this angle and has killed that steering wheel in that section. And then through use, this dry section crumbles off over time. It's sad. It's going to need to be replaced. Lots of gauges here. You get your tack in the middle. Yeah. And you get your boost gauge here. And that one there is the, it's made by Defi, but it's a Subaru STi Genome. Is the sub brand. And here's the controller box for it. Here's a turbo timer, and here's a toll collection box. This is for Japanese toll roads. Useless outside of Japan. Dashboard is in really good shape. I like these dashboards. They're simple. I like a simple dashboard. You get 2 cup holders in the front, so that's convenient. The Fairlady Z32 has 0 cup holders. Not cool. And you can see the ripped shift knob here. This is a little bit loose. And I think it has an STi short shift kit in it. Yeah, you can hear it shifting because I got the door open, but the short shift kits tend to click. So listen again. The clicking sound is different from the standard. I believe it's shorter than the standard one. I could be wrong. Yes. Okay, not much else for this section, so let's go into the back seat. Oh, peeling knob. Nobody likes a peeling knob. Okay. Back seats are rather on the small side, but bigger than a 3 Series BMW, and so that's good. You know what would be killer is if Subaru made a 5 Series car that was as fast as an M5. I would love that. Legacies are really not that much bigger than Imprezas. Especially this one. When this one grew, the Legacy stayed about the same size. It wasn't until the next generation after, like the BP5 Legacy, that they grew up too. Okay, so there we have it. Wonderful value of this car. I'm sure values of these are going to go up in the future. They haven't really reached that point of like the Mark IV Supra or the R32 Skyline or the RX-7 where prices are going up really quickly. These ones you can still get for a really good deal compared to how fast and how well performing they are. So, hope you enjoyed this walk around. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.